Testing, testing. Testing, testing. All right, Shalom Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, started at 1 West 125th Street, Honolulu, New York, where we are led by a commanding General Yohana, you understand? Salaki. This is Isupk Houston, Port Arthur, Salaki. Houston, Galveston, Port Arthur, Beaumont, and Lufkin. Isupk Friday, Lashawan Qadash class, you understand? We go over our language, you understand? The same language that was beaten out of our backs, you understand? The same language since 1969, you understand? We revitalized our language, you understand? They deemed this language a dead tongue. But here we are in 2025 speaking this so-called dead tongue. You understand? We have revived our language. You understand? What they sought to cut us off from knowing. You understand? But here we are finna bring it out today. You know what I'm saying? Finna teach our people some of our culture. You understand? It is our job. It is our duty. You understand? To hold down the culture. You feel me? So today, right now, we're gonna start class off as we always do by going over the alphabet. All right, class. If you will repeat after me. I, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Z, Qua, Ra, Sh, and You know what I'm saying? These are our alphabets. You know what I'm saying? Once again, they deem this a dead tongue. You know what I'm saying? Harvard professors could not decipher what this was. You know what I'm saying? It took the Lord's chosen, you know what I'm saying, the true priests and prophets of the Lord to bring this language back, you understand? And here we are, we're finna go over a few phrases, you know what I'm saying? This is still a part of the beginner series that I've been teaching over the past few weeks. You know what I'm saying? Today we will be continuing 100 common nouns. Pardon me for one sec. Get there. Bear with me. All right. So real quick, you understand? Once again, we are going over 100 most common nouns. You know what I'm saying? This is a beginner's class, you know what I'm saying, to get us more familiar with our language. You know what I'm saying? Get us familiar with our language. You understand? We have to crawl before we can walk. You understand? We gotta walk before we can jog. We gotta jog before we can sprint. You understand? You know what I'm saying? We just slow boogie right now. You know what I'm saying? Get us familiar with not only if you've been following this class along, you understand we get familiar with not only the words but the letters that go into the words, and also we're going over connectors as well. You know what I'm saying? How we use connectors. You understand? All right, here we go. All right. So far we are well within the first 20. I believe the last word I left off with was army. You understand? Which is tazaba, tazaba'a. You understand? Tazaba'a was the last word that we went over. You understand? Our next word, according to this chart, which I will post, you understand, is righteous. You understand? Quick phrase, you know what I'm saying? In order to be in the ISPK, you know what I'm saying, you have to be righteous in order to dwell here. You understand? So righteous in the Hebrew is tazadayak. Tazadayak. Right? You understand? A word is tazadayak, which means righteous. Okay? I'm gonna write the Syrian and the Paleo and the Assyrian for our understanding. Tazal, da, ya, and qua. I don't know why I always struggle with the tazah in the Syrian. Here you go. All right. So right here we have the English verbalization of righteous, which is tazadayak. You understand? And right here we have it in the Paleo, and right here we have it in the Assyrian. All right. So next we're gonna get into the connectors. You understand? The connectors are the guides into the proper enunciation of the word. You understand? So real quick, once again, I go over this usually the connectors, the differences between them. You understand? One of them, I don't know if it has a formal name for the connectors, but this is what I like to call them to help us remember it, right? So we have the bridge, and we have the ditch. You understand? When you see the bridge, that means it is by itself. You understand? When you see the ditch, that means that they are connected. You understand? So let me give you an example, right? So our word is tazadayak. You understand? Let's break it down. Taza, da, and yak. You understand? So taza, you understand? I wrote a little dash right there. You can see the taza is sounded out by itself. You know what I'm saying? So taza will get a bridge. Right there, right there. So duh is sounded out by itself, right? So it will also get a bridge. So you see right here, ya and qua, they are connected. The ya and the qua are connected. You understand? So you will write a ditch, right? Giving us taza da yak instead of taza da yakwa. Get my point? All right, so real quick, I'm gonna write the letters off to the side. You understand to better help you understand the connectors, right? So Taza. So remember, Taza has more than one variant in the Assyrian. You know what I'm saying? So don't ever get confused. Mm, right. So this variant goes anywhere but the end of a sentence, right here. And this variant goes only strictly at the end of a word, Salakia, for my wording. This only goes anywhere but the end of a word, and this one right here goes anywhere. I mean, excuse me, it goes at the end only. You understand? So that's it for Tazah, right? Next letter is duh. Okay. Next letter, yeah. All right. Our next letters are qua. See, I wrote it off to the side. You understand? All the letters that were used within this word. Once again, our word is righteous, which is Taza da Yak in the Hebrew. Here's the Paleo, and here is the Assyrian. You know what I'm saying? We came up with the Assyrian dialect format. You know what I'm saying? I believe to better help us out with Assyrian. You know what I'm saying? It's from the Assyrian captivity. You know what I'm saying? Because America was not the first captivity that we have been under, sadly. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, good night. You get my point. You get my point. All right, so next, one of my favorite words. Our next word is holy, which, if you know the name of this class today, is called Holy Tongue. Lashawan Qadash. So holy in Hebrew is Qadash. You understand? Holy means Qadash, holy, means set apart. You know what I'm saying? Let's take the spookism off of what holy means. Holy means set apart. It means that we are not like anybody else. You know what I'm saying? We are something special to the Lord. You understand? So holy, Qadash, right? So in the Assyrian, I'm gonna write the Assyrian first. Qua, the, and sha. And at the bottom, I'm gonna write the paleo. Qua, the, and sha. Right? Okay. So how do we get Qadash? Let's use the connectors. All right. So first, qua, the, and sha. Right. So in order to get the conjugation Qadash, you know what I'm saying? The qua will be by itself, so it gets a bridge. And the da and the sha, they will be together, giving us the conjugation Qadash. Pardon me. All right, so give y'all a brief moment to write that down. Once again, our word is holy, which is Kodash in the Hebrew. You have the Assyrian right here, and you have the Paleo. Okay. So what I'm gonna do right here, off to the side, I'm going to write the letters that we have used in this word. Salaki. Pardon me. All right. So qua, the. I can write this a little bit better. And shove. Okay. Brought the mouth to the side. You know what I'm saying? We have our connectors, qua, the, and sha. The qua is by itself. The the and the sha, they are connected, giving us a conjugation. Quadash instead of quadasha. Get my point? All right. I'm gonna leave this up here for us to take notes. You understand? You know what I'm saying? This is for our learning and understanding. This is things that we can use on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? Just quick words. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? We already know what Salakia means. We already know what Shalom means. You know what I'm saying? Let's get familiar with other verbs and nouns. You know what I'm saying? Today we're gonna just focus for this series, we're gonna focus on just nouns. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get into verbs later on down the line. You understand? Okay. All right. Seems like that was enough time. We're gonna move on with the lesson. You understand? One thing that you're gonna get familiar with, you understand, you begin to realize as we continue to learn, you know what I'm saying, our language is a very, very, very simple language. You know what I'm saying? It's literally comprised of everyday things. Like the letters are comprised of everyday things. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna get into that another lesson, another day. You know what I'm saying? Lord Allah, after we get done with these 100 common nouns and the 100 common verbs to follow after. All right, so we just had holy, which is Qadash. Now, our next word is voice. You understand? Our next word is voice, which in the Hebrew is Kowal. I'm gonna write it in the paleo first. What? What? And love. What? Mm, all right. So voice in Hebrew is Kowal. You understand? The brothers at camp have a loud voice, a loud Kowal, or voice is Kowalium. If you want to get more advanced, Kowalium is plural, meaning there's many loud voices. Okay. All right. All right. So now let's get into these connectors. All right. So we have wa, wa, and la. So like, let me write this a little bit better. Okay. Qua, wa, and la. Now on the paleo, where do our connectors go? To find out. The qua, of course, is by itself. The wa and the la, they are connected. You understand? Write the letters off to the side so we know what letters we are dealing with. So qua, wa, and la. So don't ever be confused. This is not a L. You know what I'm saying? But every language has a root. I'm pretty sure that's where L came from. It just happens to be the paleo symbol for la, right? So now we understand what is what, which is which. You know what I'm saying? And how these connectors go and how the conjugation sounds. Instead of qua wa la, this is by itself, and these are connected, giving us qua wall instead of qua wa la, which makes no sense at all. All right. So Moving on to our next word. You understand? Which is within. Our next word is within, which is Korab. Oh, matter of fact, let me write this a little bit lower. All right. So our word is within, which is Korab in the Hebrew. You understand? I believe Korab has more than just one meaning. Just like many of our words, I forget the other word for Korab. But a lot of our words that we use, you know what I'm saying, our true language is slang. You understand? We don't just have one specific meaning for a word. You know what I'm saying? So 9 times out of 10, whenever you read the Hebrew on Saturdays, you may see um Kazakh may mean something different from what it meant in the other passage. You know what I'm saying? Due to contextual reasons, because our language is slang. You understand? So today, within is Korab in Hebrew. Here is your English verbalization, of course. I'm gonna split this up. All right. So first we have Kwa. I'm gonna write it in the Assyrian, the Ra, and the Ba. Okay. At the bottom, we're gonna write it in the Paleo. All right. So at the bottom we have the Paleo. Top we have the Assyrian. Now, of course, we're going to get in to these connectors. You understand? So Qua, of course, is sounded out by itself. You see Qua right here. Qua. Uh, so Qua will be by itself. The Ra and the Bud, they will be connected, giving us Korab instead of Koraba. Get my point? So real quick, I'm going to write these letters off to the side. If we already have Qua, so I'm gonna leave that alone. So we need Ra and Ba. Right. So real quick, we have Qua, Ra, and Ba giving us Korab, which in the English, you know what I'm saying, this bastard tongue means within. You understand? Give y'all a couple seconds to jot this down, and then we are going to move on. All right, moving on. So just a quick recap. Voice, Qual, within, Korab. All right, moving on. We got a hundred of these to do. You understand? You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take some time, but that's why this is a beginner series. You know what I'm saying? As we progress, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna start going into phrases. Then next thing you know, we're gonna be going into prayer. I can't wait till we get to prayer. You know what I'm saying? Checking in matters. You know what I'm saying? Letting you know where y'all come from, who your name is, where you come from. You know what I'm saying? So if you're tuning in, man, make sure you leave you a comment. Bible Shop. That'd be greatly appreciated. So we can shout you out. All right, so moving on. Our next word is head. All right, which in the Hebrew is Rash. Okay, I was I ain't gonna go there, but anyway, um, it is Ra'ash, Ra, Ah, and Shah. Okay, I'm gonna write the Paleo first. Of course, I mean the Assyrian first. Ra, Ah, and Shah. And in the Paleo, you have Ra, Ah, and Shah. Okay, so for the connectors, of course, Ra, I wrote the little tick marks, the little dashes. Ra is by itself, and and Shah they are connected. Matter of fact, hold on. Yeah, they are connected, giving us Ra'ash instead of Ra'ash Shah or Ra'ash Shah, which makes absolutely no sense. You understand? So of course I'm going to write the letters that we use off to the side for our learning and understanding. You know what I'm saying? That way we get familiar with the letters. You understand? All right. So Ra, Ah, that's incorrect. And Shah. So don't ever be confused. This is not a W. You know what I'm saying? That is a Shah according to our language. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, just like everything, they rip bits and pieces of our culture or the whole damn culture. You understand? And then they bastardize it and make it a whole nother thing. You understand? But that in Hebrew is a Shah, as I written off to the side. You understand? All right. So our next word, you understand? You can't have. Well, I mean, in some cases, you can't have head without feet or foot. So our next word is foot, which is Renal. Okay, it is Renal. So of course I'm gonna write in the Assyrian first. Ra, Na, and love. And the Paleo, Ra, Na, and love. That's not an L, but it does have a L sound. You know what I'm saying? Just how English bit off of our language, of course. You know what I'm saying? So real quick, to the connectors, I'm gonna section everything off. The rub would be by itself, so it would have a bridge, and the nut and the love they will be connected. You understand? Giving us a Renal instead of Runala, which makes absolutely no sense. Get my point? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write everything at the bottom. And if you need help in anything, please feel free to comment. You know what I'm saying? Or come to class. You know what I'm saying? Because whenever people come to class, these classes are very, very hands on. You understand me? I will call you up and we will get hands on with this board. You understand? All right. So once again, head is Ra'ash. You know what I'm saying? Which of course has more than just one meaning. You know what I'm saying? Ra'ash can mean the head of something, the head of a tribe, or the physical part of your body. You know what I'm saying? Not it doesn't just have one specific meaning. You know what I'm saying? Our language is once again slang. You feel me? And still to this day, we speak slang. You feel me? Like for instance, head mean I'm the head honcho, or in Spanish, you know what I'm saying? I'm jefe or jefa. You feel me? In Hebrew, ra'ash, or it means the physical part of your body, which is of course your head. You know what I'm saying? Then we have foot, which is ranal. Get my point? Ranal. I'm gonna leave this up here so we can write this down. Make sure we have notepads. You understand? Make sure we have notepads. Make sure we have something that we can write this down with. You know what I'm saying? So we know what these nouns are. Once again, this is stuff that we can use in everyday language to one another. You understand? Just common phrases. All right, so we're moving on. It may, seem like a slow rock right now, but you know what I'm saying? We're gonna progress. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna learn together. That's what we're gonna do. You understand? These lessons are learning experiences, not only to you but to myself as well. You understand? Because as we progress, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna start getting into the real things, the meat of Lashawan Qadash. You understand? Shout out to Officer Tazadak, you know what I'm saying, who brings out, I mean, a plethora of lessons, you know what I'm saying, over the years. All right, so our next word is wind. Okay, wind in Hebrew is rawak. Ra, wa, and cha. How do we write this out? I'm going to show you. Of course. Ra, wa, cha. right, so we have a new letter. You know what I'm saying? When is Rock? Ra. Oh, it's like you got this time. Anyway, Ra wa and Kha. Ra wa Kha. Maybe I could write this a little bit straighter. All right. I wrote that in absolute. All right. So we have when, which is Rarak in the Hebrew. You understand? I'm going to show you the connectors on how it is properly enunciated. Remember, when you see the bridge, it's by itself or single for short. And when you see the ditch, that means that they are connected. Understand? So we have Ra, Wa, and Kha. The Ra, of course, is by itself. The Kha, excuse me, so like the Wa and the Kha, they are connected, giving us Ra, Wa, Wach instead of Ra, Wa, Kha. In my point? So instead of Ra, Wa, Kha, we got Rawak. Understand? I'm gonna write the letters out to the side. Um, Overzealous with this marker. All right. Well, and Kha. Overzealous again. All right. Once again, the reason why I write these letters off to the side is to get us familiar with them. You know what I'm saying? Put these down and y'all know. You know what I'm saying? I'm basically giving us the cheat sheet. You know what I'm saying? Because Lord allow, one day we're going to turn this into tests. You know what I'm saying? One day we're going to be, I'm going to test y'all on this one day. Lord allow, you understand? All right, let's see what we got in the chat. Do we have any comments? Hey man, hey, shout out to Shalom. How about you? Thought was going down, Michael Landers, man. Shalom, brother. Daughter for checking in. Appreciate that, brother. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mike Landers. Out in Detroit, man. I love it out there in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? I was out there for a little while, man. Shout out to them brothers. All right, so our next word, which is honestly more of a verb, but this is part of the list. Our next noun, or you know, is bad. Right? Which is Ra'ai. So this is in Rai. This is Ra'ai. You know what I'm saying? Okay. A word is Ra'ai. Which is bad. You know what I'm saying? Right here we have the Ra and the I. Ra and the I giving us Ra'ai. So how do we connect it? I am going to show you. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Right like that. They are connected, you know what I'm saying? Giving us Ra'ai. Not Ray, Ra'ai. Okay? So the only new letter that we have is I. So understand that this is not a Y. These are not Y's. That is I in the Hebrew. This is not O. You know what I'm saying? In the Paleo, these are I's. Excuse me, this is I. In the Syrian, this is I. All right? Set this off. I'm going to leave this up for a while, you know what I'm saying? So we can jot it down, get into our notes. You know what I'm saying? Then we're going to move on. Okay? All right, moving on. I'm going to skip that one. We're going to go to field. Our next word is field. You know what I'm saying? UPK, we in the field with it. You know what I'm talking about? We ain't just inside, we outside. You know what I'm talking about? We out there among our people. You know what I'm saying? Getting it together. You know what I'm saying? We ain't tucked away in the house, man. We outside with it. You can't stay in the field, man. So of course, field. Mm, field in Hebrew is Shaddai. All right. I write these little separators for just a clue into how we use to connect. You understand? So Shaddai. Let me do. I'm gonna do a Syrian first. All right. Do a Syrian. So quick. You understand? If you notice anything about her, it looks very similar to her or the. You know what I'm saying? But you will know that it's her when you see that opening. You know what I'm saying? When you see her, it's straight closed. When you see the, it always has a little accent right here. You feel me? So those are just the quick differences between her, the, and her in the Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? So now going into the connectors once again. When you see the bridge, it's single. When you see the niche, that means they're connected. You understand? So how do we say? How do we put this together? How do we get the verbalization of this? Right? I'm going to show you, of course. You know what I'm saying? Sha will be by itself, and the and her will be connected. Instead of giving us shada, we have shada. All right, I'm gonna write this off to the side. Of course, for our learning and understanding. A little bit. Okay. Um, uh, okay. Let us off to the side. Our next word is completeness. Matter of fact, I'm gonna skip that because that sounds more like a verb. I'm gonna go with name. Right? So like your name in Hebrew is Shum. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give y'all one. You know what I'm saying? Just a little, advance. If you ever heard the Lord's Prayer, you know what I'm saying? You see, oh, not that. So like, matter of fact, in our salute, you know what I'm saying? We say Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? So real quick, Bahashim means in the name. All right, so this is briefing on that. Anyways, all right. So real quick, we have Sha and Ma. If you notice anything, I'm going to write it off to the side. If you've been walking along with these classes, you know what I'm saying, you will notice this. All right. So the difference is between these two, what I just wrote. This is the paleo, of course, but these two are Assyrian. Right. Yeah, my handwriting in English ain't all that, but you you see a difference between these. The closed cap goes, the closed variant of ma goes at the end, strictly at the end of a word. This variant of Assyrian ma goes anywhere but the end of a word. You get my point? You know what I'm saying? Very simple. That's just the differences. Of course, this is a whole different variant altogether. This is a paleo right here, as you see right here written at the bottom. So real quick, we're gonna go into the connectors. You guessed it. You know what I'm saying? How do we get Sean? So let's divide that right there. All right. Guess what? They are connected. Instead of giving you Shama, you got Shum. Get my point? You know what I'm saying? So when you see they're connect, if it was single by themselves, it would be Shema. But these are connected. You know what I'm saying? Giving us the verbalization Shum instead of Shema, which I'm pretty sure is a whole another word altogether. Right? And you know what I'm saying? Remember, don't forget the letters off to the side and the letters of the word that we have used thus far. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't catch everything, just be kind to rewind. You know what I'm saying? This is why we record all of our classes. You understand? All right, so I'm gonna do one more word for the night. All right, okay. If you can catch that, just be kind and rewind. You know what I'm saying? There ain't nothing wrong with it. Do it while you can. You feel me? Because it's gonna come into a time where we ain't gonna be able to. We ain't gonna have you to. So take advantage of this while you can. Whether you feel like this is a minute lesson or a heavy lesson, regardless of the case, write it down. All right. So our next word is sky. Sky. Which in the Hebrew is Shemayim, right? Also meaning heaven or the heavens. You know what I'm saying? Or waters. You know what I'm saying? Shemayim has more than just one meaning. You feel me? It has more than just one meaning, but that's another lesson for another day. Today we're just strictly going over nouns. So how do you say Shemayim in the Hebrew? I want to show you. Okay, Shemayim. All right, so you see what I was saying before about the Assyrian, the Buzz and the Syrian, you have one that goes anywhere but the end, and you have one that goes at the end. You know what I'm saying? That's the only difference. They both mean the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just placement. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like proper punctuation, if anything. All right. So how do we get these connectors real quick? All right. Shemayim, Shemayim. Right. So the Shah by itself, you give it a bridge. The Ma by itself, and the Ya and the other Ma, they are together, giving us Shamayam instead of Shamayama, which makes no sense, of course. You know what I'm saying? In contextual purposes, right? So I'm going to write down the letters that we have used thus far and what they mean. Yeah. All right. And there we have it. You know what I'm saying? Just the continuation of 100 common nouns. You understand? As we proceed, as we progress, we're going to continue to go over these nouns. You know what I'm saying? If you have any questions, please feel free to type it in the chat, man. You understand? That's why we have live classes, so you can get live answers. You understand? And if you don't get a live answer, make sure you contact the nearest camp leader near you. You understand? We are the Isupk. We are everywhere. We are in every state, every damn near every city. You understand? From the U.S. to Canada to Jamaica to Mexico. You understand? You will get your answer. But with that, I'm gonna go ahead and close our class. Gonna give a courtesy salute to the brothers. Yahweh Hashim Yahshua Brakathum. To the sisters, Yahweh Shemalatah Hashim Yahshua. Shalom.